Oh yeah. Hey, I cut the grass yesterday. It's looking good. Oh, we got a jumper again today. Wonder what she be jumping for every day. Trying to get your legs stretched out, baby. All right, calm down, calm down. Give them something to eat. They wait for them bugs. They wait for those bugs. All right, so I got a guy coming today. He's gonna come and measure out the yard. Oh, look, we got some eggs in different places actually. Oh my goodness, they broke one. One egg broke. So we had 2 eggs right here, but one broke. So we still got this one. That's huge though. That boy is big. But one broke right there. And then if you look over here, looks like we got one right there. So another 2 eggs. And so it would have been 3, but one broke. So we got 2. And they are 2 very big different sizes. Let's put these right here and see what they look like. That one and that one. Those are 2 different sizes, huge difference. Anyway, so today I got somebody coming out. They're gonna measure out the yard and tell me where my property line ends at. So what I'm assuming is hopefully this isn't where the yard comes to, like right here. I don't know, but I'm going out on my walk, and when I get back or get done with my walk, somebody should be here to look at the yard and tell me what's mine and what's not. So let's get out here on this walk. Good morning, y'all. Oh yeah, another beautiful morning. It feels good out this morning, very good. Hey, I gotta hurry with this walk this morning because I got somebody. They're supposed to be at the house already. This is kind of crazy. I'm gonna do a review of this service, but basically I have a surveyor coming to my house today, and they're going to be doing a survey of my yard. Now, when I bought my yard, it was listed at 1.2 acres. When I look on the outer site, it's listed at 1.8 acres. So that has also been something that I just found out here recently. But what we're gonna do is have it measured out and see how big my yard is. Plus, I wanna know where all the boundaries are, because, you know, when I started removing that rock, I feel like my neighbor might think a little bit, which I could be in the wrong. And that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where that rock was bothering me in my yard, but me removing it looks like it might have went a little bit into his yard. So if that's the case, I'm gonna have to fill that area back in, and but I'm gonna find out today. And that's the whole point, was when you're doing work and you don't know exactly what you're doing or where you're located, it's best to get a professional to come out and survey the yard. So even in my backyard, all the people who I had arguments with, whether they were in my yard or not, this is the time to go ahead and find out exactly where all my parameters are, and they should mark every last one of them off. Now, I said I was going to do a review about this service. The reason why is because we contacted them. They told us they would be out, but they didn't give us a date. They didn't tell us what day they were coming at all. And then we got a text message this morning saying they'll be out at 8:45. So, yeah, I don't know how that works. But I guess that's the confirmation that they're coming. And I'm kind of glad they're coming. I needed it done. But we were debating if we were going to be calling somebody else, because they hadn't got back to us to let us know anything at all. So I don't know the name of the company. I will find out that today, because the communication, I'm just saying, it seems like the first communication was good, and then every communication after that went bad. But they are showing up, so we're going to go ahead and get it done today. And I kind of feel like this would be the best thing to do, so that I get anything in the yard neat and corrected before John Deere shows up. So as for right now, I'm just hoping that nothing that I've done is not in my yard. But it's a chance that it could be, just because I just was going off of the grass pattern that I cut. But just because I cut it doesn't mean that it's mine. I just always cut it. And they use a yard man, so the yard man could have just been going off of what I did. You don't have to cut as much. So you never know. And what I'm saying is, it really don't matter to me one way or another. I just adjust my lines. But the whole point is, I want to make sure I am 100% within the rights to do what I'm doing. And that's the thing. It would suck to have a project up and running and being as pretty as it can be, only to have like a neighbor move and the new neighbor come in and be like, hey, we want to put a fence up and your pond is in our fence line. We need you to fill it in. And be like, what? Kill all my fish? Luckily right now, I don't have anything completed other than a moved rock. The rock was getting moved one way or another. Now, whether or not I went into their yard to do it, that's something I still could have did better with. Oops. Well, we will. Anything that's not in my yard after today, my goal will be to fix it. And so that'll be my next series of videos, fixing the areas that I'm outside my yard. All I did in the beginning was make it so I can get through my backyard and see all the areas that were mine. Now, some of my trails, I know they're outside of, like the first time I did a trail out of one of my neighbor's yards, or into their yard, that's how I found the post where it said where his yard was. And once I found his post, then I adjusted my trail. Now I got one more trail that I need to adjust on, well, maybe on both sides of my yard. Actually, I come in contact with 4 people, and I'm saying 3 of them I have to adjust my boundary with. I know it. I know I'm gonna have to, with my neighbor that touches the pond. I don't know where his line is, but I can see how my grass cutting area, or where the dirt is not butting up to his yard correctly. I can see that, and I'm gonna fix that. Shoot, I apologize. I didn't even know. I wasn't paying attention. It ain't gonna be I ain't know. I wasn't thinking about that. kind of like digging without checking for power lines. You know, nobody thinks about that until it's brought to your attention one way or another. Either it's brought to your attention because you accidentally cut something, or it's brought to your attention because you learned to call before you dig. What I'm saying is, I didn't know stuff like that until I had reason to. I never researched checking for wires. Nobody thinks about that. And the thing about my house, all my wires are underground. We have no above ground power lines. So everything from your phone line, cable line, and electric are all run underground. So you could cut any of those on accident if you're not careful. And that's why it's a free service here. Whenever you're planning on digging, you call before you dig, and they show up and they mark everything. They also, just like these people, they don't call you and let you know they're on their way. They don't care. You're not paying them. Now, the surveying people, we're paying them. Oh my goodness. Yep. That's kind of why I want to be there, because I want to see how many places they're going to mark it off, because I want it marked off. Ooh. That wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad at all. Wasn't my best work, but it wasn't bad. So I want to see how they mark it off, and I want stakes so I can, because I don't want to have to go out there and rope it off. I want stakes so I can see exactly where things are supposed to be. So it can't be like my neighbor. He's got 2 spikes, one in the middle of his yard and one at the very end of his yard. If I wouldn't have ran into that one at the very end of his yard, he would have never found that again. Oh, that junk was almost, well, I ain't gonna say never. You go out with a metal detector, but it was so deep in the woods. But now he can easily find it. Heck, he was showing somebody the other day. And that's what I mean. You can see what's back in the woods because of the trails that I made. And I tried to make the trails go along the border of my property line. And once I get this done, I'm gonna make the trails follow the property line. And that's gonna be my border. And I'm gonna try my best to make a smooth trail of the border. I don't know how that's gonna work or what it's gonna look like. But that way, if I ever wanna put up a fence, I'll always have a border cleared out for a fence. I don't know. I ain't thought about that yet. And I don't wanna go in thinking about that just yet, because that's a lot of work. But hey, it's gonna be a whole lot easier now that I got Penny. Heck, I did all this stuff really before I ever had Penny. Now, what Penny's really helping with, other than getting the wood out quick, because now that it's getting cool again, me and Penny about to go back there. I'm gonna start cutting up that fallen wood again, which it ain't as much. And I'm saying, with Penny, I'm getting it out a whole lot faster than I used to. So when I was doing it with a four-wheeler, even though I got the dump truck bed on the back, it was like I was either dragging out brush, which that worked great, or I was cutting up logs big enough to fit in the back of the dump truck bed, and that worked great too. It did. But now with Penny, that bucket on the front is bigger than a wheelbarrow. It's big. I mean, you can put a lot of wood in the front of that bucket, and I do. I ain't got back to it yet, but I'm glad I got this chainsaw too, because man, the two of them combined, I get some work done pretty easily. It don't feel like work no more. Like, now I feel like I can go out and play half the time and still get just as much work done. It don't require nearly as much now that I got this tractor. And that's what's crazy is I feel like now I'm about to start getting some projects done. And I'm just waiting on getting this survey done. Because once that's done, then when I get done with the pond's gonna be set in. Oh yeah. And then it's just gonna be a matter of time. But right now, I feel like I can't do much of anything because every time I do anything, I feel like I could be, crossing somebody's boundaries. And I'm gonna be honest, I respect boundaries. I do. And so I don't ever want to accidentally cross into somebody else's because I know how I feel when somebody accidentally crosses into mine. I'm serious. I do not want my neighbors to feel like I'm bullying them or don't care, because I do. I just be so excited to get out and do work. I don't be thinking like yard work, like, I don't know. Now the pond, I could see. If that's in his yard, that'd be very offensive to me too. I'm gonna go ahead and move that. I wasn't trying to do that. And it didn't look like I was until I started to look. But once he brought it to my attention, hey, it's nothing more than just getting the survey done to make sure all this could be avoided. And that's what I'm doing. And what I'm saying is I'm giving myself the comfort to know that I won't have to discuss anything with anybody down in the future. Because I'll tell you, it would be nothing worse than to have the yard flowing like I wanted to, and then somebody come in and say, we don't like that you're whatever, because it's not mine. They can say whatever they want to. So we get this fixed today. You hear Woody? Going to town. Hey, it's looking good out here. It ain't much water flowing, but it's feeling good. That's a good thing. Hey, yesterday, it was a holiday. I cut the grass. Had the grass looking good. Still looking good this morning. I did not go in and clean the shop up yesterday. I didn't get no help yesterday. But what I did do, I cleaned up the garage. I lit the grill, so I had to get the garage organized yet again. It's like I spend a lot of time organizing this garage. I can't wait until I get a shed so I can put Penny in it. And I would love to have a shed with a door high enough to where I can just leave the back part of the tractor in the up position. That's gonna be the goal. I really don't like having to let down and let up. I think it's just safer just to have it up. That way you don't forget. You know, it's easy to go from doing one project to another with this tractor without ever having to get off the tractor. And sometimes you can forget. And I'm saying, if you roll that tractor without that thing up, man, that ain't gonna be pretty at all. So my goal is not only to get a shed, but to try and get one with a door high enough that I don't have to let it up and down anymore. That rear stanchion, I want it to always be up. And if that's the case, I'll always be able to get bigger vehicles in. Like if I get a Jeep. Whoa, those fish were moving fast. They made it look like something went through there. That was a bunch of fish moving. But yeah, so well, there's some decent sized ones in here. Man, don't go up over that hill. It ain't nothing over there. Ah, one of the, hey, they jumping out over there. Wow. Yep. It's pretty cool today. Everything looking like it's flowing pretty good. It's enough water. Sweet, you can hear everything you need to hear. All right. Well, I gotta try and hit this trail pretty fast. And I guess my guy should be here soon, if he ain't already here. But I'm figuring you got a few minutes of work to do. You better not be in and out before I get back. I'll be able to ask him any questions I need to once I get there. But yep, it's looking good out here. Hey, yesterday that was weird. Seeing all them kids out here. They look like they were supposed to be in school, but nobody had school yesterday. It was a holiday. I felt like I was interrupting them out here. I ain't used to seeing a bunch of people out here, especially not that time of the day, in the morning. I don't even think y'all can see the people who are down there. No, I doubt it. I barely could see them. But I can see they were making out. Oh yeah. What was it? Chipmunk? Probably. Yeah, they were right down there. I feel bad, but it's crazy. Either the kids up here were watching out for them, or they didn't know that those kids were up here. But either way, it's like, get a room. I ain't never seen that out here. Well, I take that back. Not at that time of day. Well, yeah, today I ain't got nothing really planned. Well, I take that back. I got a doctor's appointment. I got this thing with the yard. I got to go to work, and I put some stuff up for sale yesterday on the Facebook Marketplace. So somebody asked to buy some of that stuff, so I'm gonna be taking that up to the barbershop with me today. Selling that stuff. I got a bunch of old stuff that it seemed like I be collecting it, but it don't be collecting it. It just be after I get it. Like, I went from gas to electric. Well, I got all these gas weed eaters and stuff laying around. I don't plan on doing nothing with them. So I put 3 of them up for sale yesterday, and a blower. And I got 2 of them somebody wanted to buy today. And I don't care, they just sitting there wasting space, so yeah, I feel like I've been giving them away. Not giving them away, but I mean, you put up a price to make it seem like they want to sell, and then people make you an offer that's less than what you already made it seem like you were trying to sell them for. So, I know. But I want to get the stuff gone, and that's how it works. You get it gone quicker if you are really interested in selling it. And I guess what I'm saying is I was ready to just donate it, but I would much rather donate it because I feel like if I donate it, it goes to help somebody. But I feel like a lot of times when you donate stuff like that, somebody that worked there just take that junk home with them, which if it's classified as payment to them, who cares? If I was working at like a volunteer shelter and that's what I was doing always, and they weren't paying me, when I needed a weed eater, I guess if they gave me one, it's payment. But I don't be feeling like that's what be happening. Who knows? And I guess it don't really matter. After you donate something, it shouldn't matter what happens to it. You donated it. But I donated a lot of my tools. I had a bunch of DeWalt tools, and I donated it to Matthew Ministry. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like they do a lot of great things around the country, around the world. So to me, that's always a great place to donate stuff. I don't care what it is. Painting equipment, I donate to them. I donate all kinds of stuff. And I really don't care what they do with it because they do so much good stuff. It really don't matter. I can see going and helping them out. And I'm saying a lot of the stuff that I have, that's what I do. I try and donate it to them. It saves on problems. I had a client who he went to try and sell a cell phone, and man, he got robbed in his car just for the cell phone. It's like, how dumb can you be? You were on Marketplace. You said who you were. You got in his car without a mask, even during COVID. It's like that has to be the most terrifying thing, because when a person pulls a gun on you and shows you their face, it's like that person don't have an intention on you talking to nobody. So I can understand how that was scary. But it's like, man, this person had to want to go to jail. And all over a cell phone? How much could that cell phone possibly have been worth? Man, but my client, I feel like that junk really scarred him. And I can understand why. You have a gun pulled on you. Yeah, that ain't a good feeling at all. Well, I don't know. I don't even know why I went to that. My bad, even talking about it. That just brought some bad energy about me. I don't know. I'm just ready to get home. I think I'm talking out of nervousness about to walk up to my yard and be like, oh yeah, this pond, it's half of theirs. Be like, damn it, I gotta fill this boy back in. But hey, that's nothing but just more videos for me and Penny. Like, I ain't worried. It's dirt. I go find some more dirt. And I'll put it back, level out his yard, put some grass seed down, make it look better than the rest of his yard. But that's not what he asked for. So when you think about people's boundaries, yeah, you might be fixing them. But what I'm saying is, there's nothing better than the original. People don't like their boundaries to be crossed. And once you cross them, you can't just make up for it by doing what you think makes up for it. When you cross somebody's boundaries, you got to figure out what they say is going to make up for it. Now, they could be going way out. What I'm saying is, if you really want to make up with the person, but I'm saying, I wasn't doing it intentionally, but I will fix it to the best of my ability. And then after that, what I'm saying is, that was the best of my ability. I apologize. That's all I can do. And I ain't gonna walk around feeling guilty. I don't. You make mistakes. Hey, whether they learn how to move on or not, I still got to. And that's how I feel, and that's for real. I'm gonna adjust it as soon as I get back. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Next set of videos, me and Penny getting back to work to fill in a hole. I wouldn't mind that at all. I just figure out where the next pond's gonna be. Matter of fact, I'm ready to start digging the new fire pit. So there go a little bit of dirt right there, matter of fact. Ugh. Matter of fact, that's where most of the dirt went. Building up the mound for the new fire pit. So, but I ain't gonna get enough dirt out of that because I plan on digging the hole and putting that on top of the mound too. So, maybe no. I don't know. But if I have to buy dirt, I will. But I ain't buying no dirt until I'm done doing the stuff that I got to get done. But I will fix his yard if I messed it up. I'm hoping I didn't. I feel like I'm about to get a report card. Yep. Hey, matter of fact, let's make this video a little bit shorter because we're going to be shooting video in the yard of this guy working to find my boundaries. And I got a heck of a day in front of me, so let's see how long this all takes. But it shouldn't have been too long of a walk. Anyway, I'm about to get back to this house and go check out and see what he's saying. And I'll be turning on that camera and letting y'all tune in. Anyway, I don't know when I'm gonna post that video, but I will try to do my best to put some clips of what's going on in here. And I will be putting my own permanent stakes down, like some metal stakes, wherever they put stick stakes. So I will be going in and ordering those. But I'll let y'all know how all this go. Anyway, thank y'all again for tuning in. Hey, this your boy. I'm out. And you are?
Mike Smith.
Mike.
Yep.
And tell us about your company.
I work for QCM, Quality Land Surveying, Construction. We do mostly property surveys and things like that.
So we're gonna be going through my yard right quick. He's doing the survey, and I'm gonna show him where a couple pins are that I already know where they are. We already been out here talking for a little bit, but we're just gonna walk through. I'm gonna probably turn off the camera for a little bit, but we'll be walking through and I'll show him where a couple pins are, and I'll have him explain anything that he wants to explain once we get started. I'm gonna turn off the camera for a little bit.